All right, this video is for the banded flexion and extension of the thoracic spine. So after the assessment is performed, we'll find what individual segments of that thoracic spine are not moving well with flexion and extension, and then that will designate the band placement. So whatever band placement I may have told you during the assessment, that's where we want to stick to. For our setup here for the exercise, we're going to be placing the band around the torso, and again focusing on the segments where we're not moving well to get more flexion and extension there. The band is going to help give us that guidance that we need. And then for options for the setup, we have hands and knees with the weight evenly distributed. And then if there's too much pressure on the wrist, let's say, we could go onto the knuckles here. If there's still issues with supporting the weight on the arms, we can sit back into the hips here and have more of the weight sitting back in the hips, knees, and feet. Regardless of the setup, the exercise is still focusing on flexion and extension of the spine. So once we get the setup position and the band placed at the correct spot, we can then start the exercise. You can start either direction. I'm going to start into flexion here, and I want a little bit of tension here to start, especially when you're first learning the exercise. As you practice it more, you can add increased tension on the band, but less is more always to start. I'm going to very slowly, focusing on initiating my movement where the band is, start into flexion here. Yes, the rest of my spine is moving, but we place the band on that specific segment that's not moving as well, and then pause at the top. We can pause for as little as a couple seconds, or as long as taking 2 or 3 breaths in that position to feel that movement expand a little bit more. And then when we transition here, we want to very slowly, again, initiating the movement where we feel the band as we transition into extension. And then pausing here. And then one more thing that we can add is to increase our tension here is more force with our hands and knees. So as I'm going into extension here, I'm going to try to squeeze the floor together. So I'm pushing my palms back towards my knees towards my palms. And then as I transition into flexion here, I'm going to do the opposite, trying to spread the floor between my hands and knees. Again, pausing when we reach our maximal position, and then slowly transitioning. And then if there's multiple segments that we're working on, let's say it's a section of the spine that's not moving well, then we can start at the top of that section, perform repetitions there, and then move the band down slightly, perform more repetitions there, move the band down again, or vice versa, start at the bottom and work our way up. And then for general strengthening of the spine with this exercise, we can start at the very top of the thoracic spine with the band all the way up in the armpits here. Perform repetitions there, and then same thing, work our way down a little bit with the band and work our way all the way down to the bottom of our thoracic spine. You can perform as little as 5 repetitions at each spot, up to 20 to 30, depending on the desired goal and how many sets and reps you want to do for that session.